Burnout? Yeah, I've been there. In fact, I've been there 3 times. Once as a graduate student, once as a healthcare provider, and once as the owner of my own business. So I know burnout. I know just how miserable it can be. And in fact, I thought for the longest time that I was burned out because I had a character flaw, because there was something wrong with me. The people around me didn't look like they were burned out, and I certainly felt that way. I thought burnout was for wimps, and I felt like a wimp for having it. A lot of people think that, but it turns out, now that I know the science behind burnout, that it's just flat not true. What happens is that the serious people, the dedicated people, the people who are working super hard are the ones most at risk for burnout. Those of us with shiny, invisible badges that say good work ethic, that we are shining with every bit of our wonderful work ethic virtues, that's the people that get burned out. So I'm here to say maybe we should think about toning down our virtues just a bit. For instance, how about the virtue of deferring gratification, of holding off on enjoying ourselves until we get the work done? There was actually a great study that was done about this several years ago at Stanford. They had a study with really small children, 4 and 5-year-olds. They called it the Marshmallow study. And in fact, they'd bring the child, one child at a time, into the room and put a dish in front of them with a marshmallow on it. And they'd say, you can have 1 marshmallow now, or you can wait until I, the researcher, come back and you can have 2 marshmallows. Now I'm going to leave you in this room for just a while, and you need to wait, and if you wait you can have 2 or you can have 1 now. Okay, if you're going to wait, I'm going to step out. And they would leave this child in this room with the marshmallow on the plate in front of them for 15 minutes, and they would observe them through a one-way mirror. And the children who were able to find a way to distract themselves or think about something else or whatever they did to manage to wait that 15 minutes, those children, when they followed them through school, through college, through work thereafter, they had far less trouble at school. They did far better. They got better grades. They graduated better. They went to better schools. They had better jobs. They had less trouble with substance abuse, with drugs and alcohol. I know that I would have done really well if I'd been one of those little kids, because I hate marshmallows. Ugh, they're just, I don't like them at all. But I do like s'mores. Oh my goodness, s'mores. If you change a marshmallow into an ingredient for s'mores, then I like them. But I digress. My point is that those of us that are that good at deferring gratification forget to ever stop. We forget to ever stop putting off enjoying ourselves. There's always more work to do, right? And so we get to the point where it's all work and no play. And you know what happens to all work and no play, right? We know the end of that. It makes Jack a dull boy and Jill a dull girl. And by dull, they mean brain fog and burnout. So what I suggest is that just sometimes we eat the marshmallows. Another virtue that I wanted to talk about is being tough. You know the line, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. We all think we're supposed to be Superman or Wonder Woman all the time, that we're supposed to push through it no matter what the cost and deliver the goods. Well, I didn't mention this before in this video, but you may know if you've been following me that I was a nurse midwife for many years, so I actually know quite a bit about pushing and about delivering. And what I can tell you is that if you use toughness as your only virtue when you're pushing, then you won't make it through. It turns out that in between being tough and pushing hard, you need to relax and breathe. You need to fuel up like crazy. Listen to your support people. Get a chance to rejuvenate and relax and recover before the next push. Because in fact, Life is not a sprint. I don't think it's even a marathon. It's more like a Tour de France, right? So after each long push, after each moment or day when we're pushing as hard as we possibly can, then we need a time when we completely relax, we fuel up, we breathe, we sleep, we get support from our support people, we repair and refuel. The third virtue, or that I think we might want to tone down just a little bit, is putting others' needs above our own. If you're like me, you really want to make the world a better place. You really want to do everything you can to meet the need that you see out there. And there's always more need, right? So you and I, we need to think that why we're taking care of ourselves, why we're occasionally putting our own needs first, is for them, for those people who have needs, because they need us to take care of ourselves, or we won't be around to keep taking care of them, right? Your body and your psyche, your emotions and your mind will defend you against all give and no receive. So my suggestion here is that you get some rest. I did mention rest, right? And then take a moment to celebrate what you have accomplished. Even dance a little bit. Kind of move the body, because I can tell you, even right now while I'm doing it here on camera and feeling a little bit silly, my mood improved. When you move the body, it changes your mood. And being able to dance it out just a little bit, that's what gives you the support that you need after you get the rest, for you to be able to shift your mood and come back and do it again. So the recipe for burnout, I think, is deferring gratification to never get to the point where you get to enjoy yourself, to forever put others' needs first, and forever being tough. So maybe it's time to add a little bit of some other virtues to shift your brain, to shift your brain toward joy, creativity, and productivity. And that means resting really well between pushes, eating the marshmallows, and if you're a multitasker like me, you really need to pull yourself into fully concentrating on eating the marshmallows. Heck, eat the s'mores. So concentrate on toasting those marshmallows until they're just brown and gorgeous. And you can kind of smell that little bit of caramelized sugar, and then smush them onto the chocolate and the graham crackers, and then crunch them in your mouth and feel that squishy, sweet goodness, and then lick the sticky off your fingers, right? Because then you're really focused on actually enjoying yourself. And now that you have these new virtues of enjoying yourself and resting, then how about a little bit of dancing to celebrate your new virtues? I hope this has been helpful. These are my thoughts that I have learned from, making so many mistakes. I'm starting to learn how to live my life with some better virtues and less burnout.